Selling over 5.1 million copies in its first week, God of War Ragnarok is the best-selling game based on Norse mythology. But how accurate is the portrayal of Thor? Is the tragic tale of Freya true? And just who is Loki? The first known sight of Thor in the video games is a cameo appearance that he makes in the secret ending in 2018 God of War. He is mentioned throughout the game, which shows the importance of him as a figure in the Nine Realms. Kratos and Atreus meet his sons Modi and Magni first, eventually killing them. This sets up the confrontation that they would have with Thor in Ragnarok. In fact, within the first hour of gameplay in Ragnarok, we get our first real look at the mighty Thor. Standing at 7 feet and 8 inches, he has red hair and blue eyes. What follows, a tense meeting, is an epic fight between Kratos and Thor, with neither getting the upper hand, ending in a stalemate. In the video games, we are told that Thor was half giant and half Aesir, due to his mother being a Jotnar. Although he is half giant, Thor has a burning hatred towards any other Jotnar, mainly down to his father Odin's teachings and the mistrust he has of giants. After the creation of his hammer Mjolnir, Thor used it to engage in the genocide with the giants, culminating in the attempted killing of Jormungandr, the world serpent. In ancient mythology, Thor was described as a great warrior, with red hair, red beard, and enormous strength. He was the son of Odin, and like the video games, was also half giant, through his mother Fjorgyn. Interestingly, even though he had animosity towards the giants, he did have 2 sons with the giantess Jarnsaxa, Modi and Magni. Although there is not much said in Norse mythology about Modi and Magni, it is different from the games. In Norse mythology, both survived Ragnarok. After Thor's death, they inherit the hammer, and it is said, using their courage and strength, they would build a new world of peace. The video games take the unorthodox approach of representing giants as the good guys, which is very different from most popular culture, which represent the Jotnar as the bad guys who frequently attack Asgard. It is also different from Norse mythology, as most giants are described as being in constant conflict with the Aesir gods. However, there are some cases where the Aesir have had children with the Jotnar, Thor being a prime example. In Norse mythology, Thor doesn't commit genocide with the giants like in the video games. However, in mythology he does fight a lot with giants, and many stories in the Edda are of Thor tricking and then eventually killing giants. It seems like at one point, the Aesir gods were at war with everyone within the Nine Realms. Under the leadership of the warmongering Odin, one war which is of importance is the Aesir Vanir War. This was a war that which the Aesir started to invade the Vanir homeland. It is here that we first get to hear about Freya. Freya, also known as Frigg in the video games, was a powerful Vanir goddess and leader of the Vanir during the Aesir Vanir War. She made a name for herself when she successfully helped defend her homeland against the Asgard armies, which is no small feat, as during this point the Aesir seemed to be unstoppable and forced them into peace negotiations. Freya, wanting to bring peace to the Nine Realms, ended up marrying Odin to secure an uneasy alliance. In Norse mythology, there is much debate over whether Freya is a separate god from Frigg, or whether they are the same goddess, but due to the lack of sources, it is considered that the specifics they do discuss are not unique to Frigg, but are instead shared by both her and Freya, and are practically the same personage in everything but name. Even though she is one of the ruling members of the Aesir, there is little discussion about her in the primary sources of Norse mythology, and her precise characteristics remain a mystery. She was associated with fertility, marriage, love, sexuality, wisdom, and prophecy. In Norse mythology, after the Aesir Vanir War, a peace agreement was reached. Freya, her brother Freya, and their father were sent over to the Aesir to help secure an alliance. The three were eventually accepted by the Aesir as one of their own, and Freya soon taught the Aesir gods the ways of the Cedar, the name for a kind of ancient Norse magic. Freya was also one of the Volva, a seeress who was part of a group of female seers or shamans. They practiced Cedar magic, which is one of the most organised forms of magic in the Norse world. Norse myths record that Freya was the first to present this art to the gods, and then to humankind. Perhaps the third most well-known Norse god after Thor and Odin, Loki is a name which is recognised due to many movies and TV shows made about him. In the God of War franchise, Loki is a major character, the son of Kratos, and is better well known in the video games as Atreus. He is first introduced into the video games as the son of Kratos and Freya. His journey begins when he joins his father on a mission to spread his deceased mother's ashes on the top of the highest mountain in the Nine Realms. When they reach the top of the mountain, They both learn that Freya was a giant, and Atreus learns his birth name is Loki, and he is in fact half giant. The God of War franchise shares many similarities to ancient Norse mythology about Loki, and has stayed true to the mythology in many ways. Loki in Norse mythology is known as a trickster god, and was known for his many schemes and deceptions. He can shapeshift and was the cause of many sticky situations for the gods due to his antics, although his tricks often rescued them from troubled times as well. In mythology, Loki is the son of Thor and Lofi. Whilst the father in the God of War is different, the mother figure Leifi is the same, and in fact, on the memorial in Jotunheim, Kratos' name is written as Thor. Loki is also responsible for Balder's death, both in mythology and the games. In mythology, Loki caused the death of Balder by giving the blind god Hodar a mistletoe arrow and then tricking him into shooting Balder. Loki also had a mistress in mythology by the name of Angrboda, who is in the video games one of the last remaining giants of Jotunheim, and best friends and love interest of Loki. Interestingly, in the mythology, Loki has 3 children with Angrboda: Hel, who ruled the underworld, Jormungandr, the world serpent, and Fenrir. A Jotnar shrine, later found in the games, confirmed that Jormungandr is the son of Loki and Angrboda. The God of War game series has brought Norse mythology to life in an immersive and exciting way. Whilst the game's representations of Thor, Freya and other figures from Norse mythology may differ from the traditional depictions, it still manages to create an engaging and exciting experience for all gamers, and I recommend everyone to check it out.